we were on at the end of the post-game show with the Dan Wilson line, and it almost seemed fake because we just had it from like a reporter. It wasn't direct quote. And there were actually some replies like, is this the real quote that he said? And then he did multiple interviews after that and used the same word over and over again, which we just joked about. Pivot man.
Basically, it's the guy trying to get – they used to call him setup guys. They used to call him different things. Apparently, that's the vernacular they use in Seattle. But it basically means how are you going to get to your closer. And to me, I just don't know. Here's the thing for me. If you look at it, Todd, and you look, you're in the 7th inning, okay? We talked about this last night. But if Kirby, who was absolutely shoving, goes one more inning, then you're through the 5th, okay? And then you can use Wu for 6, 7, and Munoz 8, 9. It didn't happen. He went after 4. He went early and got Wu. 2 solid innings. Leadoff walk, base hit, sac bunt. 2nd and 3rd. This you could kind of see this coming after the walk. Then, so you're like, all right, we got to get Munoz. Maybe you have 2 people up at the same time. But the key for me is where were you in the lineup? You were at the top of the lineup, right? So you need to have your best guy, not your guy. If Bazardo was your best guy, he would have been their closer. Munoz was unbelievable, and his slider is one of the best pitch ever in baseball, second best pitch in baseball behind Scooble's changeup the whole year. So you use him to get through the 7th, you use him to get through the 8th when you're probably going to get Vlad and 3, 4, 5-ish in the middle of the lineup. Then by the time you get to the 9th, you're at the bottom of the order. Use Gabe Spire, use Matt Brash, use Bazardo. Then you have multiple options. Instead, he was playing the standard game, which has kind of gone out the window at this point in baseball. You just got to get through the toughest point. And to me, and everyone's saying it, that was the save, that 7th and 8th inning when you were going to give Vlad's last at bat and all that. He didn't do it, and they lost.
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about a pivot guy, it's the in-between guy. It's the guy that you try pivoting to get to your better pitcher. So, and I think the focus is here. Listen, it's win or go home. You got to put your best people right away. You can't live to see another day tomorrow without throwing who you think is the best possibility. And if you have to throw him in the 5th inning, you throw him in the 5th inning and hope for the best as the game went on. He didn't throw much. Munoz didn't throw much at all in this series. And, he was perfect. He was hot. He was ready to go. And it just didn't work out. A lot of coulda, shoulda, wouldas. But it just seemed like the logical thing to do. Put him in there if he's got to go 2 innings, if he's got to go 3 innings. Whatever it was just an opportunity to get that shut down with 2nd and 3rd. He's a strikeout pitcher. He's a guy that gets outs. It just didn't work out, man. And now you're sitting back on the flight home like, man, what did we do wrong? And I think that was one position where they might have done better.
Dan Wilson said that he was in that role for them all season. Cool. June 20th, May 10th, July 18th is not October 20th.
Agreed.
You don't play the game the same way.
You don't. It changes, especially in a Game 7. You play it backwards.
Yeah.
You got to look at the lineup and where they are in the lineup. And this is when you talk to managers, it gets going fast and you kind of lose. But you have to be so forward thinking as a manager. And this is where I think Dan Wilson got a little bit. It went so fast on him in that game. Brian Wu was cruising. He thought, oh man, we can get him through one more. Then we have Munoz for the 8th and 9th. But as soon as that first guy gets on, you got to get Munoz up. And it's easy to say that from sitting here. But listen, it's the way the game is played.
And Bazardo had some good moments in the postseason, Todd Father. But I mean, Detroit got to him in the one game.
He's pitched so much. Look how much he's pitched. Same as Matt Brash. Munoz, Todd, you talk about Munoz. He threw 2 innings.
And they saw Bazardo 4 times, including the two inning appearances.
Yes.
I mean, they got
he threw 2 innings the day before.
Right.
Game 6, he threw 2 innings.
Top Father, you see the same guy enough, things are going to start to change. And for as good as he was during the season for them, that dude's stuff is not Andrés Muñoz.
No, and 3-run homer is a huge backbreaker too. So, and you're sitting there, if you're a defender, if you're in the infield and you don't see Munoz coming out, like, oh, all right, well, okay, I know this is Game 7 here. Like you kind of second guess a little bit as a fielder, and you hope for the best, and you hope that he does the job. And man, my goodness, it must have been so electric last night. You saw Bautista in the suite that was another big moment for Toronto. And now look what happens. They're going to the World Series, and it's going to be a fantastic World Series, in my opinion, too.
2 innings. Munoz threw 2 innings in 7 games. 2 innings. Now, the games didn't dictate it sometimes, but he threw 2 innings in 7. He couldn't have given you 2 innings in that game?
I mean, he couldn't have given you 3 innings in that game?
I don't know. I mean, I know
at least 6 outs. And then you worry about where you're at that point with where you are in the lineup. It's really hard to fathom. I remember talking about it last night. Then we hear the post-game sound, which we actually have. Let's play it from Dan Wilson, because what's happening now in Seattle is, if you don't go on social media, if you're anything connected to the Mariners right now, because they're losing their minds. They've never been to the World Series as a fan base, and they felt like they were right there. And one boneheaded decision cost them.
I'm not going to say it's boneheaded.
It's very stupid.
Okay.
It's very stupid.
Boneheaded.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
That's a little harsh, Scott. I would say it's a questionable decision, and it's very easy to second guess but it's a boneheaded is kind of harsh. So, Scott, I know how much you love the Mariners, since you pick them to win the World Series every year.
I love the Mariners.
You're very pissed.
I just think every team has
like the guy who screamed when Brian Wu was talking. That was you last night when the Mariners lost. I understand it, but boneheaded is harsh. It was a questionable decision.
For all you parents out there like me with teenagers trying to already keep a million things under control, Cash App is here to help us make sure your teens' money and their spending isn't adding up to craziness.
With the Cash App card, available to teens 13 to 17 with sponsorship by an eligible parent or guardian, every transaction triggers a real-time notification for you to see, empowering your teen to practice independence while giving you peace of mind by keeping track of their spending. You can also manage everything directly from your own Cash App account without having to switch between the two. With the Cash App card, you and your teen's balances receive 24/7 fraud monitoring, and if something ever feels off, you have the ability to lock their card right from your phone in just one tap. If you're ready to give your teen more independence while staying in the loop, start by downloading Cash App and setting up their account today. For a limited time, new Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use code FAMILY10 in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms apply. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Direct deposit and promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cashapp.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. Let's play some Dan Wilson post-game sound and see if this made Mariners fans feel better on the accountability side.
I mean, Brian was throwing the ball so well. First of all, George, I thought threw the ball excellent, and then Brian picked up right where George left off, and gave us a good spot to be in, and after the walk, hoping to get the ground ball, which we did, but it just found a hole, and then knew Jimenez was going to bunt there, and Bazardo's been the guy that's gotten us through those situations, those tight ones, especially in the pivot role, and that's where we were going at that point.
How much did you consider going to Munoz, and why did you like Bazardo better than Munoz in that situation?
Well, I mean, I think like we said, Bazardo's been doing it all season long and has been so consistent at it, and he's done such a good job all year, and we felt really comfortable with him out there, the way he's been throwing the ball, especially in this series, and it was a good spot for him.
Mariners fans don't feel good about that answer.
No.
Does he say that, or does he say, hey, I made the wrong move? You can't say that.
No manager ever says that.
Why?
They don't.
But it was. It's so obvious. Like, oops. A lot of Mariners fans wanted accountability. Hey, made the wrong move. My closer's got to be in there in that moment. We messed up. That's on me. This team should be in the World Series right now. Players do it actually pretty frequently.
But then here's the thing. A lot of managers manage to the questions after the game nowadays. And if, let's say, he brings in Munoz and Springer still goes deep, then at least he can say, hey, I have my best guy out there.
Best guy out there, got beat. Oh, well. Then we all say, oh, well.
It's the decisions you don't make that will haunt you more than the decisions you do make in those situations. So for me, you bring them in, it's the best decision, and it's a decision you make instead of sitting there like, we're good. We're going to put Bazardo in. I'm not going to put him there. And now the haunt will come back now because it's a decision you did not make to do, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like when a pitcher makes a great pitch and a hitter still goes deep off him or gets a big knock. You're like, did nothing wrong there. Great pitch. Just got beat. M's fans feel like this was their shot.
There was a lot of there was a lot of emotion too after. I mean,
You want to hear it? We have it.
Crying. Both teams are crying. This is like Todd when Todd worked the Little League World Series. Man, after every game, both teams are crying. It was like that's how much this meant to these guys. I mean, like the Little League World Series, how much it means to those teams. I mean, this is how much both teams had guys with tears in their eyes. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was.
You want to hear the scream?
Sure.
It is Halloween, so might as well.
That's true. We're almost there. 10 days away. All right, here it is.
What ultimately do you feel like the legacy of this team is going to be, having gone as further than any other team in franchise history?
That, I mean, legacy is no one's really satisfied or happy with this, I think.
Well, apparently that was Julio Rodríguez, which honestly, if I'm an M's fan, I'm obsessed with that one sound. It means this dude is going to spend the next 10 years in his contract or whatever it is, trying to do more of that.
It's amazing.
It wasn't on him.
It's amazing they haven't been to the World Series. I mean, he had a great game last night.
That's great.
But the fact they have never been to a World Series is still it's insanity to me.
1977. It's the only team that's been this deep into their history.
No,
to
a
not
team
make
ever
it.
that never went to. I mean, that's playing right now.
But even in
hasn't been.
sports, there's a bigger stat about it. Did you see that one?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can pull it up for you. Give me like 3 seconds.
Is this
because I
is this
found
the
it.
new like the new Curse of the Bambino thing? They're gonna always be close enough and then never get there, or is this just bad luck? I don't know.
This is about as close as you can get. So I'll give you this on the way out. This will be the 48th World Series since the Mariners began play in 1977. No other MLB, NBA, NFL, or NHL franchise all time has gone that long to begin a franchise history without reaching the championship round while remaining in the same city. It's a mouthful, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Like,
let's also not forget the Mariners. Yes, they did lose, but the Blue Jays also won this game. They got big hits when they had to.
Yeah,
they lost the first 2 games at home. Went to Seattle, 1-2, and then came back and won 2 games they had to win. So let's also give Toronto some props here.
we did 20 out of the 30 minutes last night.
I know. I'm just saying, but let's not
call.
forget. As sad as it was for the Mariner fans, and I feel for your Mariner fans, let's also remember the Blue Jays are the team that are moving on.
Yes, they deserved it.
They deserve it. They played awesome.
Yeah, we just wanted to kind of close the book on what happened there with that game and felt like that was the big moment that people are freaking out about online in Seattle.